like to thank not only God, but also Jesus. Hey everybody, my name's Hagen, and welcome back to Lettuce Comics. So, I went to HeroesCon this past weekend, and before I say anything else, if you can reasonably make it to this convention next year, go. You will not regret it. I promise you that. I just had to get that out of the way. Now, on to the next order of business. This is going to be a HeroesCon review in multiple parts. The first part, this video, is going to focus on how much it costs, what you can expect to see, and basically just a first-hand account from somebody that was actually there on the convention floor. So without any further ado, HeroesCon 2025. For the uninitiated, what exactly is HeroesCon? Well, it's the largest privately owned comic book convention anywhere. Normally it's held on Father's Day weekend. This year it was held 1 week later, and it's held in Charlotte, North Carolina in the Charlotte Convention Center, using their halls A, B, and C. And I looked this up. It is a combined 230,000 square feet of convention floor. And the main thing that you need to know about those 230,000 square feet is that they are packed to the gills with comic books and comic book vendors. So if you are a comic book collector and you get annoyed when conventions have like pop culture icons and Funko Pops instead of long boxes, this is the convention to go to. And I'm being 100% serious. If you don't want to see a non-comic book vendor at this show, it's not that hard to do. Just stay away from the outside walls. Everything on the inside is comics, comics, comics. And because the convention floor is so large, even though this was a record-breaking year for Heroes Convention as far as attendance goes, it didn't feel cramped at any point during the weekend. Unless you want to be shoulder to shoulder with somebody, you don't have to be. The show was thoughtfully laid out in a way that gave everybody the space that they needed to exist in a way that's comfortable for them. And that's especially true for me and people like me that just really don't like being packed in tightly together. There are other conventions that I've been to where you're sidling up next to people, you're trying to squeeze through spaces that don't fit people my size, and it gets a little awkward, it feels a little weird. And all of us are socially anxious nerds, so this convention has plenty of space for you to do whatever it is that you need to do. Whether that's looking at all of the amazing walls that these vendors had, or digging through 50-cent bins, this convention has whatever you could possibly need. There's so much there, from the cream of the crop to the absolute dreck and filth that me and my friends love to roll around in. But before all of that, you actually have to get into the convention. A normal advanced 3-day pass, $75. I think that that's pretty fair. Now, I didn't get the VIP pass, so you're gonna have to ask somebody else what came in that. But everybody that I've talked to that had it seems to think that it was a pretty good deal. Not only do you get the extra stuff, but you also get to get in an hour earlier than general admission. And the 1-day passes are fairly cheap as well. I believe that they go from $25 to $35 depending on if it's the Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So we've talked about the ticket prices, we've talked about the convention floor. Now I want to talk about what you have to bring, your budget. I know that there are some people that absolutely splash out at conventions. I was near and am friends with several of them. But you don't have to do that. I went to HeroesCon this year with $200, which to my friends and family is a massive amount of money to spend on pieces of paper that are stapled together. But to people in the know, or rather people who have the same illness as me, $200 is not a lot, and it doesn't tend to be able to get you very far. Now, I can't speak to how anybody else would feel about this, but do I think that it was worth my time to go to a convention with only $200? Yeah, I absolutely do. I got deals at this convention that I wouldn't be able to get anywhere else, and in my mind, I saved more than $75. And that sort of plugs in the values to this mental calculus that I'm doing that gets me over the hump of worth it versus not worth it. And in the interest of being fully transparent, I did receive a press pass for HeroesCon this year, which means that my attendance was free. I fully intended to get the VIP pass as well because I wanted that damn print, but they were sold out by the time I was in a place where I could afford it, so I just made do with what I had. And even with all that being said, if I had to buy the 3-day pass, the $75 one, I still think it would have been worth it. I know people that didn't spring for the VIP, that didn't have a press pass, that just got the 3-day pass, and they seemed perfectly happy. One of my friends, Dope from Dope Comics, told me that he would show up at 11 when doors opened, and there would be a huge long line, but by 11:20, it was gone. So I haven't spoken really about vendors there. Because there were so many, it just would be prohibitive time-wise to talk about all of them. Basically, if you want something, there is a vendor there that you can buy it from. And if you don't like that vendor's prices, look behind you or to your left or to your right. You will probably find a vendor with that thing that you want. So to sum up, it's a massive convention focused on comic books and comic book creators. It has plenty of space for every person in that convention to do what they need to do. And there are deals to be had. If that doesn't sound like your kind of comic book convention, you and I are just different people, and that's totally fine. But if that's the kind of thing that you're looking for, get thee to HeroesCon 2026. I promise you, it's well worth your time. On to the fun part of the video. What can $200 get you at HeroesCon? I'm going to start with the two things that aren't floppy comic books, but they are still comic-related things. This is Heck by Xander Cannon. Now, Xander Cannon is somebody that me, Nate from Hall Yeah Comics, Eric from SideQuest Comics, and Dope from Dope Comics have interviewed on our show, FOMO Squad. Now, when I walked up to his booth with Nate, he recognized us, and I saw that he had this on his table. Now, you'll notice here that this has a library sticker on it in a couple different places, and he did say that's because he didn't have enough of these to sell, so he bought this one off of Amazon, and it's apparently from a used book sale. Now, if you know me, you know that I love that kind of thing, and I immediately asked if I could buy this copy from him. And he said yes, and I got him to sign and check it out under his name. And he also did a remark and a signature for me on the title page, which I think is super, super cool. This was 20 of my finest simoleons, by the way. Completely and totally worth it. Xander Cannon is an awesome dude, a funny dude, and a great, personable guy to talk to, especially if you come up to his table at a con. Absolutely 100% recommend it. And I've gotten a couple chapters in. This is a really good story so far as well. The next thing that I got was a trade for $2, and it's this. Captain America and the Falcon Secret Empire. I find trades really convenient to read, and for $2, I can't pass it up. I also picked up an art print from Joshua Middleton of Batgirl. This is one of my favorite renditions of this character. I told him when I went up to his booth that this is who I think of. This image right here is what I think of when I think of Batgirl. I just think that he does a great job with like the expressiveness in the eyes and the face. It's gorgeous. He signed his name in orange marker so that it matches in with her hair. And I thought that this was the large print, which would have been $40. I still think that's reasonable. Nope, this is the small print. $20 for a conversation with Joshua Middleton and his handler there, whose name was Kathy. I don't know if she's watching this. She's probably not, but if you are, hi Kathy, you were lovely to talk to. Yeah, I couldn't be happier with this. This is such a cool image, and it's gonna go either on the wall over there or down here. I don't know. I'm doing something with it. On to the actual comic books. We're gonna be starting from the very bottom of the 50-cent bin and going all the way up to a wall book that I bought. I've got to go kind of quickly because I will be here all day if I take the time that I would love to take on all of these. So don't think that I'm glossing over any of these books. I just got a lot. So the first book that's up is the Daytona 500 story. I absolutely love stock cars and stock car racing, so this was really, really cool to pick up. Then we have Flash Gordon number 30. And I'm not a big Flash Gordon person, but you know what kind of person I am? The kind of person that loves seeing a guy riding a shark. And for 50 cents, yeah, that's gonna come home with me. Then we've got Dogs of War #2 and Liberal Man #2. Also for 50 cents, I picked up my first Darkhawk book, and it's this Darkhawk #6 featuring Captain America and Daredevil. Next up is Gru the Wanderer #27. Now, I'm not a Gru person. This is a gift, but I really liked the cover and the sort of motion that goes along with it, and I think that the person that this is going to will enjoy it as well. Next up are these. This is Swamp Thing 110 to 120, and it's missing, I think, 113 and 116. Swamp Thing is very much a character that I've been into recently, and any excuse to pick up Swamp Thing books for 50 cents a piece is something that I am going to be absolutely on board with. I think that's all of them. Staying in 50 cent land, we've got some question books. Starting with number 8, because I already have 1 to 7. We've also got 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, and 18. All for 50 cents a piece. We have Jack Kirby's Captain Glory. Look at him. Look at him go. He's got a star on his face. Giant size Avengers and Invaders, because my cap lust can never be quenched. The Punisher Holiday Special, because what puts you in the Christmas mood faster than extrajudicial killings? Judge Dredd Crime Files, because what puts you in the Christmas mood? Wait. Judge Dredd Crime Files, because I love me some Judge Dredd. And look at this awesome cover done by, I believe, Brian Ballin. It's just tremendous. We've also got Black Panther #22. This is a Civil War tie-in, and I'm trying to collect that entire series. It's gonna be a slog, but you know, this is one down, and for 50 cents, you can't beat it. I also got, well, it's better if I just show you. This is Night Force #13, and there are no other words for it. The cover features a man being crucified to a swastika, and I'm gonna move swiftly along from that. This is the opening shot sketchbook. I see these all the time, but in the back of this is something that I haven't seen in public before, and I certainly haven't seen it for 50 cents. And that is these. These are promotional newspapers and tickets for the Civil War event. To someone like me, these things are really, really cool, because I'm a big fan of the Civil War event. It's the event that was going on when I first started collecting comic books, and I have a huge affinity for it. So getting to see promotional materials like this, especially for the price that I got them at, it's just fantastic. I seriously couldn't be happier. I also got this. This is Heroes for Hope, starring the X-Men. I've wanted a copy of this book ever since I saw Mike start his autograph journey with all the creators that worked on it. I'm not going to do that with this book. More power to that man. I just wanted my own copy of this, and now I have it. Arguably, the best value that I got out of that 50 cent bin is this. This is Long Shot #1. Now, it's a mid-grade-ish copy, but it is still an Art Adams created character, Art Adams artwork, and you know, it's a very well-known, very iconic book, and I don't care what grade it's in, it's not worth 50 cents. So to be able to get this copy, super cool. To a normal person, those last 3 would probably be the big books that you got out of that 50 cent bin, the best value for your dollar. But I'm not a normal person. There's something deep inside me that's broken, and so these last 2 books are my favorite. Me and the rest of the FOMO squad were having a little bit of a challenge. Who could find the weirdest book on each day of the con? And I'm pretty sure that these won me day 1. I'm gonna start with the least weird of these 2, and it's this. This is Elfin Romance #1. That timeless tale, elf meets giant omnivorous reptile. What is there to say about this? Now, I have read this book, it's exactly what you think it is on the inside. It's black and white. It's not a very good story, but cover's worth the price of admission. So that's the least weird of these two. This next one is another elfin romance book, and it is Elfin Romance number 6. Choose life. Just choose it. Choose life. I mean, what exactly can I say about this book that you can't see for yourself? It kind of hurts to look at. Something in me doesn't work. Because to a lot of people, this is garbage, but this, with the melodrama on the cover, oh man, oh, I eat this stuff up. This, I'm pretty sure, won me weirdest book of the day, and I couldn't be happier about it. Moving from the lows of a 50-cent bin to the highs of a $2 bin, we're starting with a book that I actually overpaid for, and it's Mr. Cream Puff. This was day 2 of the FOMO Squad Weird Off. I paid $2 for this. I kind of regret it because it sold new for $1.75. So it's appreciating in value. The story is exactly as bad as you think it is. The art is exactly as bad as you think it is. And it's just weird enough to win you over, I think. It's weird enough to win me over. The Dairy Queen's the villain. There she is. It's the Dairy Queen. She's the villain. Moving on to something slightly more serious. Sam Wilson, Captain America #1 in a Mylar too. So it was really $1 and then a Mylar. Also for $2 a piece, I got Kingdom Come issue #1 and issue #2. I am a huge fan of Alex Ross. This is 2 out of the 4 issue series. Couldn't be happier to pick these up for $2. Also for $2, I got the illustrated story of Railroads. I haven't opened this yet. I don't know if it's a comic book per se, but I'm a very simple person. You show me something big and metal, whether it be a tank, a boat, a plane, a train, on the cover of a comic book, I'm gonna buy it. And for $2, I think that this is absolutely gorgeous. I think it's super cool too. Getting way up in value now to $5. Cerebus. These are extremely minty copies of issue #104, the Flaming Carrot crossover, 105, and 106. Now, I'm a sucker for space. I love anything space related, so those moon covers are great. This issue is the one that sort of drew me to it because Nate reviews it very, very highly, so I'm very excited to get my hands on a copy. I saw this book all weekend. People wanted 25, 20, 10. I wasn't gonna pay over cover price for it, but on the very last day of the con, I found it for $5, and that is Art Germ's Jeff the Land Shark variant cover. I love Jeff. Yes, I know Jeff the Land Shark is a cash grab. I don't care. He's adorable, and I got this gorgeous cover of him by Art Germ for $5, or 1 penny over cover price. Now, the name of the booth escapes me. If I remember to while I'm editing this, I will put the name of it right here. But all weekend, everybody was calling this guy the half-price cash guy. The reason for that is because you walk up to his booth and immediately he says, everything on the wall is 50% off and I can do better than that. So naturally, I'm gonna look at this guy's wall. He had a bunch of cool stuff there. One thing though immediately stood out to me. It's a book that I've had on my list for a long time, and I've been kind of worried about the condition that I would have to get the book in for the price that I would want to pay. I picked up the book and was handling it, was looking at it, looked at the back, looked at the price, and set it down. Walked away for a bit. And I mentioned to Nate, who was digging next to me, that book over there, that's all I said, was that book over there is one that I'm very interested in. This guy heard me, picked it up, came over to me and said, it says $250, $125 is half, I do it for $75. So, for $75, one of my favorite pickups from the con, I got Swamp Thing, #1. Now, it is in mid to low grade. I'd say it's about 4 to a 5. I'm not a grader, I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest with you, because the condition that it's in is perfect for me. Biggest thing is this corner up here on the 20-cent bubble. Just a little bit of chipping and some creases. Don't care at all, because when it goes up on that wall, and it's going to go up on that wall, I'm not going to see it, you're not going to see it, and we can all pretend that it's a 9-9. $75 for this book within an hour of getting to the con. Even that was still something that I couldn't pass up. Very, very happy that I now have a copy of Swamp Thing #1 for a great price, I think. So a $75 Swamp Thing #1. Normally that would be the thing that I would end a video with. I think it's a great deal. It's a great book. It's one that I've wanted for a while. But I do have 3 more books that I'm going to show you that are more important to me than that one. I'm going to show them all, then I'll tell you why. This is Captain America issue number 123, number 125, and number 126. Now the sticker price on all of these was $37. I got away with paying $32 for them, which I think is a fair price. It's, you know, around $11 a book, a little less. But why are these the big ones for me? I mean, they're not keys, not to speak of. They're just 3 random early Bronze Age Cap books. Well, if you've been following this channel for a while, you know that one of my goals has been to complete Captain America Volume 1. All 354 regular issues and 13 annuals. And these 3 books, these right here, were the last books that I needed. I now have Captain America 100 to 454 and all 13 annuals. And these books at this convention are always and forever going to be the keystone, the last things that I needed to finish off a collecting goal that I've had since I started buying comic books, really. So that's the total haul from HeroesCon 2025. At least the total haul of things that I bought, because everything that you just saw, again, $200. I think that I did really, really well. That Swamp Thing, first of all, I mean, that could have been the entire $200 right there. But it wasn't. I also got some awesome stuff, some weird stuff, and I got to finish a collecting goal that I've had forever. I really couldn't be happier with how the con went. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I am so excited to show you part 2, where I talk about everything else that wasn't the convention that I got to do this weekend. So be sure to tune in next time when I go over all of that. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I will see you in the next one.